Who the fuck is Barcelona? Hey, hey. 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 Who the fuck is Barcelona? Hey.
guys, and welcome to the TBV Podcast, or the Bayern Podcast. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Welcome to episode 1, and here we are. Of course, with this I had to go and get one of the OGs. You know that had to happen. And yeah, I'm here with Bob. How are you, my brother? Haven't heard from you in a long time, and I know you've been...
Yeah, very good. Yeah, busy with finishing school and stuff like that. Yeah, so almost done now. Like the halfway through my study.
Yeah.
Next half year, I'm going to Madrid to study. So yeah, looking forward to that. So for sure.
Nah, 100, bro. 1000%. I'm with you, man. And yeah, man. Got a lot to talk about in the show, so we will get straight into it. We do have another guest. We're just waiting for him to arrive. I think he's on his way back or whatever. So, first things first, what do you make of Leroy Sané leaving?
I'm so happy. Oh, I hated that guy. No, but like, I think it was like last season, he was like pretty inconsistent, but times where he was good, he was like really good. But like now, I feel like he had just decent games and he had terrible games. There was no like first 2 months of 23, 24, or like the game against Madrid, which he had last season. He didn't have those anymore. It was just sometimes he was like kind of decent, but 99% of the time just terrible. No work rate, terrible at 1-for-1s, obviously, as we all saw. Kind of ironic that the last move of him before he left as a Bayern player was missing a 1-for-1. So yeah. So now I'm really happy especially as since he left, now the number 10 is free for Musiala, of course. So
yeah, 100%. You went on to it, bro. So we'll go straight into it. What do you make of Jamal Musiala getting the 10 shirt?
Yeah, I mean, who else to give to but him? Obviously, first of all, like he is the cornerstone of our team. I think for the next 10 years, if I pray to God he doesn't leave. But apart from that, yeah, he's one of the best players in the world. Should really like have the 10 or the 7 or the 11 if you're playing on that position. And as the 10 was free, I mean, it's perfect. They're kind of afraid that he does the whole Gnabry command thing, that as soon as he gets the good number he starts performing, but I don't really think that will be the case with Musiala.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 1000%. I'm glad he's got the 10. I personally, for selfish reasons, because of Muller, wanted him to keep the 42. But his whole brand is JM10, so I understood it.
Yeah.
I understood it, and I'm just happy for him, to be honest with you. And we earlier I did the TBV daily, and basically just daily news, and one of the pieces of news we were talking about was the list of 10s that we hadn't have had. Bro, the fact that Leroy Sané is on the list with most of those players is a joke in itself. When you actually like deep the list, you had Leroy, you had Rummenigge, you had Hunis, I think Matthijs was on there, maybe not. I actually want to find that post now because I'm going to feel like an idiot.
Yeah, it's like Sané, Coutinho, Robben.
Matthijs was on there, yeah. Robben, Coutinho, McRae, and then it goes on to obviously players that were back in the past, like the 70s and so on. So, but yeah, man, I am 100% with it. I'm glad that he's glad that Sané's gone, and I'm glad that he's staying. So, and getting the 10. I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, no, 1000. I'm with it. Will you be copping a 10 jersey? Not necessarily soon, but as a whole, maybe in the next couple of seasons, will you get one?
I don't know. I already have 2 Musiala jerseys. I have this one from the 21-22, so like really just a talent. So I like that. And I have one from I think 1 season ago. The shirts I'm really hoping to get still are like especially Pavlovic, because I love him as a player, and Olise obviously, or Upamecano are the 3 new ones I'm trying to pick up. So After that, maybe a Musiala jersey. Maybe Arsenal, depending on if he leaves or stays. Like I really like to get shirts of talents before they really become big. So it's like, wow, I didn't know they played for them in that season. The
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
back 10 years.
Because if I'm right by saying, you correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say the only 10 jersey you've got of Bayern is Robin. Am I right?
Yeah. I didn't get the Coutinho one, and obviously didn't get the Sané one.
I feel bad for anybody that did, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those people that like him, I guess. But yeah, there we go. There we are. What are you making of the Club World Cup so far, mate? Have you been watching?
Well, no, yeah, I've really been watching, but not only Bayern, but I've been watching everything. I mean, I missed the Boca Juniors game because it's like 3 at the morning for me.
Yeah. That's fair.
Didn't get around to watching that one, but yeah, everything so I've had discussions with my friends. Like, is it a good competition? Is it better competition? I mean, you always like more football for me is always fun for the viewer. Especially when there's like prize money involved and teams are really going for it. But the thing like that, there are disadvantages to competition. You have like the players who get really low amounts of rest nowadays because of the competition. Players like Kimmich who haven't ever had more than 2 months rest in like 5 years or something. Instead, I just saw. So, that's a disadvantage. Also, the weather in America is insane. I mean, the cooling breaks every 10 minutes, as well as the playing times, which are a lot of times not optimal, are a few of the disadvantages. But I really like the Brazilian teams and the Saudi teams doing well. So it's something like a lot of us didn't expect, I think, because like Europe is the best and that's the mentality we all have. But these Brazil teams are playing very well, so that's really fun to see.
No one tells them, bro. I'm with you. The fact of Al Hilal knocking out Man City is massive for massive for the Saudi league, for Saudi in general, but massive for football as well. To be honest, so people actually go into these competitions thinking, maybe there's going to be this or that, rather than it being an upset, you know what I mean? Because obviously Saudi do have the money, they can bring in some of these talents that other clubs that are in the competition can't, so I'm 100% with that. I'm 100% with it. Have you seen, and I'm saying it in this sense, have you seen the sagas going on with left wingers, bro?
Yeah, I've been keeping track of it. It's crazy. I mean, I'm completely like disregarding any news Falk says, because like Christian Falk, I think he's just dropping every left winger on the planet, and then just to say he got an exclusive. So like I've seen him say all sort of stuff. I think one of the ones he said recently was like, I don't know who it was, but Noah Long or something like that. So it really was like, where the hell is he getting those names from? So really, just disregarding that, the ones there are like pretty, like we have really made contact to. I think the only ones who are left are Nico Williams, which I mean is our priority, but we won't get probably, and I don't even want to get him because like if we get him, we just get him because Barca can't register him. He's gonna run out of his contract on like 20 million a season, and he's gonna join Barca on free. So that's something I don't really want to have, because especially then like the last 2 years of his contract, he's kind of already pushing to leave and maybe not really doing his best anymore. So not really something I think we should have at our club. Barcola has said he doesn't want to leave, so I don't really know why we're still looking into him. Leao is a good option, I think. Leao is like very has a lot of potential, is 25, 26, can play striker, is amazing left winger, amazing one-on-one ability. But I think like the things said about his defensive work rate, there aren't said like on Noussair that they're really like they're solid points, and I think defensively he can like sometimes play a little bit of help a little bit too little. Maybe it's the system of Milan, but yeah, I think he could do better in that department. So he could maybe like try to defend a bit more, or I don't know. That's something I'm really concerned about. Like he doesn't turn into a Sané 2.0, because like that's like, you know, it's 50-50, or he's gonna turn out to be amazing, or it's Sané 2.0. I don't really know if I want to take the bet for like 80 million.
Yeah.
Then
No.
the best two wingers we're really looking into right now, I think, is Luis Diaz, which
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, his ceiling isn't that high as someone like Leao.
Yeah.
I think. But
28 years old as well, by the way.
yeah, and I think he's reached his ceiling. But like he is especially like if you look at the wingers we have now, I think Coman is too injury prone and past his prime. If you saw again the game against Flamingo, he had a few nice actions, but like the crosses were going nowhere again. Like, so yeah, I think he's a decent option, but for that money, we really gotta look to sell him. Obviously, he loves the club and he's like a great squad player, but for 18 million in the season, yeah, a bit much, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Luis Diaz would be a good option if we like get rid of Sané and Gnabry, or of Coman and Gnabry. We could like get him and the young winger. But what I think is really important this season is like giving Carl a lot of game time, like letting him be our sixth choice attacker after like Olise, Kane, Woltemade, Musiala, then Carl, and the left winger we buy. That's like something we should really do, because we can't lose him, and especially with a year left on his contract, every big club in the world is going to want to get him. So we can't afford to let him slip. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I really don't know what to say, to be honest with you. The whole saga is so annoying.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of getting Rodrigo? Like, not. Do you think Bayern will get him? Because I think that in itself is a totally different question. But like, what do you think of Rodrigo?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, as you said, we won't get him probably. Like the chances are so slim. But yeah, he is a better left winger than he is a right winger. I think he can also play striker. He can play cam. He is 24, 25, and he'd be available for like 90 million, which is, if you also go for Woltemade, maybe another centre back or DM, depending on if Palinha or Kim leaves. It's a lot of money, which like we have to spend on another DM or centre back as well, and Woltemade. So yeah, it's probably like 20 million more than someone like Leao, but the winner's mentality obviously has, and like the flair and the free kick ability as well. Like he is a right-footed free kick taker, and we have Olise as left-footed free kick taker. Something that like could really frustrate defenses or frustrate my coaches when trying to deal with that. That's something we could benefit from, but I don't know. It's obviously a great player, so I think if we could get him for the same money as Leao, we should obviously do it. But like, as much as I like hate Hunais with his decisions sometimes in Rummenigge and Herbal, I mean, they're obviously not stupid, so they've looked into him. They've probably called him or reached out to his agent and Madrid, and they set a price, and they didn't want the price, so they moved on. Because like I heard him mention once in May, and after that, no more. So.
No, I hear it. I know what you mean. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I guess, and again, this is just me talking for talking's sake, but like, I guess we would probably have to win the whole thing to be able to get like a Rodrigo as well as the players we want, you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
and even if we win the whole thing, like the Bayern money is gonna. They were like already. Oh no, we're in debt for the first time ever, because that's how football works nowadays. They'll won't spend any of the money on the squad improvements. We'll just go to the big black gaping hole that's like sucking all of the money out of my club for some reason, because I really don't know where it's going.
I'm with you, man.
I mean, I the only thing I do get is like a part of it goes to the fans, because the season tickets are very cheap. We almost don't even make a lot of make a lot of like money from them, I think, because they're like 10 times cheaper than the usual big club season tickets. So that's where we get less money. So that's probably where a lot of the money goes to the like the fans and the stadium. But apart from that,
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't. It's just mind blowing, to be honest. Like what they're doing, and just the fact that like we apparently are going in for like players like Jamie Gittens, when he's basically already a Chelsea player.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then we're ringing up Dortmund and we're like, yo, 55 million. Like, what? Like, anyone would think it's like a jumble sale or something,
yeah.
rather than, it's so dumb. It makes no sense. What do you think of Woltemade?
Yeah, I mean, I love him. Like it's so fun to watch, and he ticks all the boxes we need. Backup cam, backup left wing, backup striker, game replacement. That's like 2 or 3 positions we really needed to fill in one for like probably. I heard something about like 100 million, but I don't really think that's true. I think it'll be like 50 million. So that's a great deal. He's German as well, so
Yeah.
I really don't see any negatives about the deal, as long as it doesn't prohibit us from buying left winger. That's the only thing. So,
Yeah.
but I think Airball already said like do the maths, 1 for 5 is not enough or something like that. So
Yeah, from what all of the reports are saying, if you believe them, because you just never know what to believe these days,
No.
we're going to get him and a left winger. The plan is to have him as a 10 or as the backup to Kane. So,
yeah,
getting him and a left winger is very important, I think, for his development. Because you don't like Matthijs realistically wasn't a winger.
no.
He was actually a striker, but we placed him on the wing. I don't want to do that with him. You know what I mean? Like we've done that. We don't need to do it again. Let's not make that same mistake. That's personally how I see it. But what do you think of? Where will he play? Like, do you think he's going to be the 10, and then we have Kane, or do you think, and then Jamal pushes to the left, or do you think he'll be the striker? I don't know. What do you think?
So I think we'll play Kane for a bit less matches, because you really notice like towards the end of the season he really fell off, because like he had 50 matches in his 32-year-old legs. So can't really blame him for that.
Yep.
Especially because he runs up and down the pitch so much. He's like not even a striker. He's everywhere around the pitch. So can't really blame him for that. But I think we will probably give him 10 starts for that. Maybe every now and then he starts striker and Kane doesn't start. Then he'll probably when Musiala or the left winger gets injured, he'll get substituted as a left winger. Probably for the left winger we buy, he'll get substituted off in the 60th minute and he'll get on. Then for the cam, he's the main backup if someone gets injured, or as the Müller sub for 10-20 minutes. And apart from that, he'll start 5, 6, 7 games at cam, I think. So I think in the league he'll get 15 starts with 10 10 substitute appearances. Then the season after that, maybe if Kane stays, they'll split it more like 50-50 and Kane plays some games at camp maybe, because like he can't really go up and down the pitch as much anymore. So I think that will probably be, I mean, I hope that's how it'll be, but I mean, I love Company as a like tactics coach, but as a talent coach or as a player development coach, he's quite terrible if we're being honest. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He's obviously learning on the job.
yeah, but he better
He's a
learn quickly,
good coach. I'm sure he's probably a good guy, but he's most definitely learning on the job. Yeah, I'm with that as well. And let's just see. I feel like with that, he's not a Pep, obviously. He's not a Mourinho or an Inzaghi or something like that. So you have to give him the players.
and give him time as well, because like he's 38 years old and he's obviously learning the coaching thing, especially at a big club. But like sometimes, like against Auckland, really like even I could like. It's not that hard to just sub in Arsenal now at 45 minutes played, because we're winning the game 4-0 and he said he needs to have playtime, and he's like, we have our main left back is injured till January and our main backup left back is injured till December in Ito. So there's really no reason not to play him, especially as the tournament progressed. I think it was against like Benfica where he rotated everyone except the left back position, which was the position who was played by the player that played the most terrible around the entire tournament in Guerrero, I think. So
yeah, it's
that's something I really like. It frustrated me as well as the Goretzka starts. I mean, it paid out kinda against Fluminense or Flamengo. But also, like, Goretzka was terrible except that one goal. The one goal is an amazing goal. Can't take nothing away from him for that. But the goal itself, but everything apart from the goal was like him and Gnabry just don't work together, because like they have the creative like instinct of a kid. It's terrible. Like I really don't get why we won't play. I mean, I understood that like in that game, Arsenal and Bischoff and Carl didn't get to start. I even understood when he didn't give the minutes, because like they're unproven, especially Bischoff and Carl in that in their positions. Arsenal, I think, has like had a half a season now, and the backup or the competition at left back is like so terrible at the moment. That we really don't have a reason not to play him. As well as for Bischoff, I think at CDM or Cam, he should really be getting more game time. But again, at these games, I understand it, but there was really no reason not to sub in Pavlovic after 45 minutes. There was no reason not to sub in Müller after 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's again like this is obviously one of the reasons, and I'm not saying anything that nobody doesn't know, but this is one of the reasons that Serge has to go, Koeman has to go. These players that are not with it anymore, cool, they might be your favorite or whatever, not necessarily you, but in general, because what they've done in the past, with Serge Gnabry cooking and all of that, and Kingsley Coman scoring the clutch goals and so on, but like you just need to move on. That's the thing, isn't it? Football is a ruthless game. But at the end of the day, it's a results business.
Yeah, it's business. It's just a business. So
yeah. So, bless up, Gio, for the raid, bro. Thank you, man. Unlucky today, bro. I know that you lost to Madrid 1-0.
Yeah, I hate Real. Oh, I hate
yeah.
it.
So do I, brother. So do I. But hey, it just is what it is. Is there anybody? I know you've been super busy, so you might not have been watching the Dutch league as much as you used to. But is there anybody in that league that Bayern should be looking at?
Yeah. I think I could name, I think, 3 players that we should really be looking into. I think the midfielder market is quite terrible. We have Mokio. It's a 16-year-old player from Ajax, DM/centre back. But I mean, 16-year-olds with company is not a good combination. So I'd probably say move right around him. But he is a great talent. He'll have a bright future, even as a Feyenoord fan in the Eredivisie myself. I have to say, like, he's a great talent. Then on centre back we have Hansko, the left centre back, who can also play left back. Bit similar to Ito in his profile, except that he is just better, I think. Although Ito, I mean, the small games he did play, I really liked him. I think people are calling him a flop for no reason already, because he hasn't really gotten a chance to prove him. But if we get rid of Kim, he could be our starting centre back, and I'm saying that with full confidence. He's just that good. And the left winger, I mean, he isn't the big name left winger we should get, but if we get someone like Fofana as the talent, we could get Paixão, the left winger from Brazil, from Feyenoord, with him, because he's a big game player, really fun to look at. A bit of an Olise type player, as in he really likes to cut inside and shoot, creates. I think. Yeah, and one player we did really need to get, if we didn't get Woltemade, was obviously get Tillman back, because he was the best player in the Eredivisie, I think, last season when he played. So bit of a shame, but also for 40 million, I can't blame the club for not bringing him back. So those are players I start.
Ten Hag got him, didn't he, for Leverkusen?
It's confirmed. Sadly. Then you have players like Bakayoko, which we're being linked to, but I mean, the players who shout out Bakayoko only watch highlights of him, because a lot of my friends are big PSV fans, and they all hate him with a passion, because he's Sané 2.0, as in he's very inconsistent, bit egotistical, only goes out for himself, has one good game and 10 bad games, is a terrible finisher at 1v1s, and scores a banger every 10 games. That's just him as player. So
no,
I think we should bother with that one.
That's not the first time I've heard a Dutch fan say that. I speak to Michael. He's an Ajax fan, and he says the exact same thing. Leroy Sané 2.0 literally said the same words you said. So my phone is going off left, right, and center. Coman's wasn't injured. That's what I was going to say. Nothing really to speak about on that one. We don't really need to talk about the farewell for Leroy. I'm not wishing him luck. What was the other?
Wishing Dyer luck, though. Dyer also had his farewell.
Yes.
Dyer,
would you have kept him?
As we got Ta already, no. But if we didn't get Ta, yes. But I mean, Ta has really impressed me these last games. Yeah, he had that one sitter against Boca, but apart from that, he's a real leader. So he's actually impressed me way more than I think he would have. So I'm really glad with that signing, honestly. As well as Bischoff. I know he didn't have the best first half, but already being called up to the national team, it's an insane free transfer to get. Also, as he can play cam or DM. Really hope he gets game time this season and doesn't get loaned out to Grasshopper after a season. So.
Yeah. No. What do you think? I know you just touched on it, but for Tar, it looks like they're gonna, if they can, sell Kim and Jay, if they can find someone to get him or to buy him. Do you think that it's going to be Tar and Upper as the main duo, or?
Yeah, but the names we're looking at are 22, 23-year-olds, right? So I think Ta has 2 good seasons in him still, and he'll be the backup, like the Diamonde we were looking at, or the Esteve from Burnley, and the Araujo from Benfica. Those were the three big names we're being linked at. So if it's one of those three, I think Ta will play like the most games for 2-3 seasons before being taken over by them, I hope. And Upamecano is not insanely injury prone, but he's been known to get injured a few times. So yeah, I think it will be the main will be Ta and Upa, and I can't complain with that. Maybe like against very low block opponents, like maybe the game against Frankfurt last season, where they got three chances. They went 1-on-1 3 times because they were running behind. We can't play down that one, but so maybe like play Ito or the centre back we buy, who's probably a bit quicker, like Diamonde on that one. But apart from that, I think Ta and Upamecano could be a good duo. Yeah.
No, 1,000. But what have you made of Upper under company?
Oh, I love him. I love Upa. I mean, I've always really like stood behind him. I've had the period, obviously, with City games where I thought like, yeah, are the mistakes becoming a bit too much?
Yeah.
But that was in a Tuchel system, which really deployed, like it had a low block. And
exactly. So basically you're telling me that you're in the Super Meccano club.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been saying top 5 center back in the world for a year now. But every time I say that to my friends, the week after he makes a small mistake, so I won't say that on camera again.
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I would say it's what, maybe 50-50 in the chat. You know, when we're like on game day and so on and so forth. You know, a lot of people, well, with it, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a lot of people troll because I troll. But yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. I personally think he's one of the best centre backs in the world as well. And I think, you know, what company has done to him is very interesting. Because
he looks so much more confident as well.
He does, yeah.
It's great.
Even with his passing, like his passing seems so much better. Like I remember watching going and watched a pre-season game in London, the Tottenham one, and I remember he was still so shaky. Like some of the balls that were coming over and so on, like he would make a mistake on it or something. Not to lead to a goal, but like even in himself. Like now, when he's on the ball, I'm not bricking it. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I know he's going to be cool, calm, and collective.
No. Like the roles really switched because last season, the last season under Tuchel, I really felt like on the ball I trust Kim and Jay, and off the ball I trust Upamecano. Well, now off the ball I trust Upamecano, and on the ball I trust Upamecano. Well, on the ball I don't trust Kim anymore. Off the ball I also don't trust him anymore. It's yeah. I mean, he really has his moments. Kim, I mean, I think his like core as a defender is very good. He's fast, strong, agile for defender, but Upamecano also is those things, and he's younger, and I think overall he's better. And like next to Upamecano, who is like 185, I don't think it's optimal to get Kim, who is a little bit taller, but also not that tall. And like has the same traits as well as like being like, we love Upamecano, but still he has like those moments where he's like a bit shaky. He could benefit from someone passing it to someone like Ta or the Esteve guy from Burnley, which I've been like watching a few Burnley matches because we were linked to him. He seems great. He seems like 195, big guy, strong. Aerial threat. If you get him and Woltemade, it will be such a big aerial threat compared to now. So
yes, 1,000. And yeah, he was named the best centre back in the Championship last season. So, you know, very interesting to see. And company actually had him when they got relegated. So they know.
Yeah, and he'd love to come, and it just costs like
Yeah.
25-30 million. So I don't really know why we haven't obviously we have to get Kim to leave first before we go and bid for him. So I mean, I think when Kim leaves, because I think he will leave, I think he's like open to the move. Bayern is open to the move, so he'll be gone. Which I think is good for him because like he's an amazing guy. I mean, all the videos of him, he's always smiling. He's seems very genuine and like a good guy, but it just hadn't really worked out here. Especially like after the mistake against Madrid, I think it got in his head a bit. Where Upamecano said it out of his head after the season, he just kept. And then, I mean, obviously, a big thanks to him for playing for ruining his body for us. I mean, that really goes under the radar. That's not a small feat. I mean, he's gonna feel that for the rest of his life probably. After his playing career, he's not gonna be able to move his knees properly. So he really that's pretty big props to him, and he's really his core, as I said, is a good defender, but his profile is a bit too similar to Upamecano for me.
Yeah, and again, I feel like he needs to play in a defensive team. Personally.
Yeah, or he'd be great at Inter, as make Bastoni the centrum, and get him as left centre back where he can push up a bit more. So because if he can go forward, he goes forward, and he's a big offensive threat as well because he's for defending he has great instinct. So yeah, I think that's
disappointing. That didn't work out, you know.
Yeah, but we'll get most of our money back for him, and he didn't. Yeah, he hurt the club against Madrid, but he also saved the club because otherwise we would have literally only had one centre back for half a season. So
true, very true. So yeah, we'll hopefully wherever he goes, he's successful. As long as he's not going against Bayern, of course. But yeah, it's again another super interesting saga in itself. You know, who's going to get him? I know Juventus were looking at him, but I don't think Juventus are going to go for him because I think they're looking, if I'm right by saying, at Laporte. But yeah, that we definitely need another centre back. But what do you make of Sacha Boey, you personally?
That's a difficult one for me because the same with someone like Ito, he hasn't really been able to prove himself. But the thing about him is he has had his games. He has had 25 games, I think he played for Bayern now, and there's been a lot of games where it's been oh, I didn't mind him today, but there's been I think one game, the first game we played last season, where he gave an assist on Elise against Werder Bremen, I think it was. Where it was he's good, and a lot of games stupid defensive mistakes. He's a good crosser, he is. He is fast, and he's strong. But his defensive mistakes for being the right back with us is the one who stays back and inverts into the midfield, while the left back is the one who runs up and down the pitch more. Which is, it's stupid that we're still giving Guerrero that role because he's slow and likes to invert. Guerrero as a right back last season was amazing. When he played there for a while, but whenever he plays left back, he's just so bad. But no, back to Bowie, I think he is. If we can sell him permanently for 15 to 20 million, I'd say do it. Because you get 65-70% of your money back, it's fine. But if you have the Marseille again with a loan with an option to buy, yeah, fuck off. No, not again. They won't buy him. So
yeah, no, I actually agree with that. Who would you have at right back? Obviously, I know we probably want Kimmich to play there, but the likelihood is he's just not going to do that. He wants to be a midfielder. Do you trust Stanisic to be a backup? Can't speak English. Or do you just go and get someone and have Stanisic as the backup?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kimmich is obviously again the best there. And it's like the roles make perfect for him. He can invert, he can cross. Especially if we like get Bischoff at the position where Kimmich plays now, he can push up a bit more, so Kimmich can really can still play centrally, and Pavlovic can drop between the centre backs. But as it isn't likely he's going to do that, I'm a big fan of Leimer. I really don't think I've seen him play bad in a Bayern shirt once. And he's also like always running up and down the pitch. His stamina is insane, and I really don't see a reason why we should replace him, because he is. There is not a better right back in the market. I think there are like 3 right backs better than him. Mazraoui, who we stupidly let go, Hakimi, and Trent. Apart, I'm probably forgetting someone stupidly, but that's like the 3 that come into mind who are like better than him. But after him, it's an insane right back. I love him. And Stanisic, I also love him. But what I love about him is like he isn't really class in a position. He is a bit below average centre back, average left back, and a bit above average right back. So like he'll probably get a lot of games where when there's an injury, he's always like the first to replace him on the sheet. So yeah, I think we shouldn't make him the starting right back. I think he's not good. Yeah, maybe against like really offensive teams like PSG next week at Saturday. PSG is like the attacking power is insane. So maybe like getting someone who's really defensive like Stanisic could be smart on that one. But then again, he's probably playing left back against PSG because he doesn't dare to play Asnu, and Guerrero has screwed up his chance with him. So with company, so probably play left back.
Again, it's just like don't know what's gonna happen in this and that. You know what I mean? It's like a jigsaw puzzle with the wrong pieces. I'm with you. What do you make of Urbig actually? What do you make of our young goalkeeper?
Oh, I mean, he had one mistake against Union Berlin, and I think people roasted him in the comments. But and that's like one mistake. I mean, as a goalkeeper, the fact that you only made one mistake in your first Bundesliga season in more than 10 appearances is insane. He isn't. I mean, we all hated on Neuer in the first few months of the season, but I think it's just when he was a bit rusty in that point, and also like a bit sick because he kept getting injured every 2 weeks in that period. But I mean, Neuer, if you saw the save again against Flamingo, I mean, he's still one of the best goalkeepers for the world and probably will be for the next 2 years, which is why I'm really happy we got Urbig in now, someone who's 21 and not someone who's 25, 26, who will be 29 in 2 years. Yeah. And we all saw him. When Neuer stops being a first goalkeeper, Urbig is probably 23, 24, which is like the perfect age to start being a starting goalkeeper. And I mean, especially his on the ball, it reminds me a lot of Neuer. So yeah, I think he'll be our long-term replacement. And I also hope we won't be looking into new replacements because we have him now. We have to trust him as well.
Yeah. I do feel bad for him in the fact that, like, obviously you're always going to get criticism because people like who they like. You know, me and you personally don't like Sané, but there will be people out there that are sad that he's gone. You know, but like with Urbig, I agree with you. I feel like the criticism he got was unjust because Neuer got himself injured. Obviously, again, stupidly got himself injured. But at the end of the day, whatever, that happened. And then, you know, they trusted him. They could have put in Ulreich. They could have put in Perez, but they didn't.
The thing I indeed wanted to say about companies, like everyone is really hating on him being a talent coach. I'm also really hating on him not being a talent coach because, like, I think Carl as I've said previous times before, Karl, Bischoff, and Asnu are and you can even put in Wisdom Mike, are the 4 players. And Chiafo, the centre back, the 16-year-old, are the 4 players or 5 we really need to integrate. Yeah. And we're not doing enough, especially for Asnu, who is a seasoned player already. But the fact that he did put Urbich in at his first chance and really didn't put him out until Neuer was 100% fit again is the fact. I mean, that proves, I think, the fact that company can do it, but company makes only choices on who performs the best, I think, in training and who plays the best matches, and does not 1% include age in the factor. So I think that's something he could maybe work on, but he can work with talents. It's just that I think he puts team performances, training performances the very highest, and I don't know. Stanisic and Goretzka must have been gods on training with Gnabry, so that's probably the reason.
Yeah, 1,000 is, and that's again goes more to the wingers again, doesn't it? And the fact that they earn so much money, you can't not really play them.
but I mean, I really hope that Coman is fit for the game, because I can't stand watching Gnabry anymore. I honestly can't stand it. I have this entire cyclist I made up with friends. I don't have it, but I actually wrote it on a Word document. This is the Gnabry cyclist, which is he gets fat in the preseason, which he slims down, then he gets fat, then he gets injured, then he plays 5 good games, then we want to keep him, then he gets fat again for preseason, then he slims down again, then he gets injured again. It's so frustrating.
Man's got the full cycle just going around the cycle.
I'm so fed up about it. The game against Flamingo, I was insanely frustrated.
Yeah.
But if Coman is fit and we play Musiala, it will be okay, because there's no way we're playing starting Karl at left wing. I mean, it would be a really big balls move from company, and it could probably work out, because I think he's better than a half-injured Coman, and he's better than Gnabry in any form post 2022.
Yeah.
So I think it could work, but no, we're not doing that. The only thing I see happening is if Coman isn't fit, we'll play Gnabry, we'll play Musiala at left wing and Müller on cam, or play Guerrero at left wing again, which I'm not opposed to either. I mean, better than Gnabry. So, and also, I didn't really want to say it because Müller's farewell tour and all that, but Müller this Club World Cup is after Auckland, he didn't put a step right. He's obviously a big. I think after Beckerbauer and maybe Rummenigge, he is the biggest legend this club has ever seen. But the fact that we didn't extend him is a very smart decision if you look at his form now.
Yeah. In the long run, I agree with you.
It hurts, obviously. It hurts.
Yeah. 1,000. Kind of feels the same as Robin for me. I'm sure the same for you. Obviously, you being actually Dutch as well. It's just annoying, isn't it? And the most annoying thing was the fact that they were basically saying that they were trying to save money for Wirtz and then didn't even get him. You know what I mean?
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah. Which in itself is mad.
But I do think that if we get Woltemade, the Fofana from Lyon for 20 million, because he's very cheap on the market, and Simons or Leao, only those two really, which we are looking into, which I really like. if we got those three for the same money as Weirds, I think we came out winning, to be honest.
Yeah, no one.
Which obviously Weirds is like a top 10 player in the world or something, but
Yeah. It's just frustrating. But hey, again, that just is football, isn't it? You know, not everything can go your way, of course. But yeah, we just need that elite level winger. Bless up chat, bless up to everybody that's in the chat, has been in the chat, and so on. But yeah, it's that elite winger that we like, the thing that's stumping me, you know. And like you mentioned it earlier in the show, earlier in the pod, that you know, that's the fact that they are, you know, they're basically acting poor again, and it's like, oh, we're in debt for the first time. Da, 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 da. It's like, well, I'm not saying you're not, but we also made $1 billion, or just under, actually.
yeah.
We made 900 and something million.
Yeah, we're still like with distance the most healthy economical club in the world, professional club in the world. So
and then
no
they
reason
just
to
go
worry. No
yeah,
reason.
exactly.
It's like the Unais is still watching football from 25 years ago. It's the fact that he is. I don't even know who it was. I think it was Leroy, which like Rummenigge was a big fan of him, and obviously there was Unais. I never watched him. I'm not a big fan of him. I heard that he isn't defensively good. Obviously, he doesn't watch the games outside of Germany. It's
I actually think
insane legends, but terrible for the club's modern day structure.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the perfect way to put it, because yeah, he got us out of the shit and made us what we are. But yeah, modern day wise, I agree. I feel like the glasses he wears are like black and white.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure, yeah.
And it's like, oh, so frustrating, but we can't go into it because we'll be here all night. But yeah, bless up to everybody. We're gonna wrap up the show. Big up Bob for coming on, mate, as always. You're always welcome. I know you're super busy at times, so again, if you can do next week, perfect. If you can't, it's cool. We'll continue, and whenever you can, you just hop on the Tuesday and we can talk. So yeah, bless up to you as always, my brother. Any final thoughts before we end?
No, just the only fact I did want to share is like the fact that we're looking to sell Polinia before Goretzka. I think it's still crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the German bias in our club is,
of course, yeah,
insane. But yeah, Polinia being sold isn't really a problem to me, though. I mean, he also had his chance and he wasn't that amazing. So
true, very good point. Actually, before we do end, and I know it's late for you, so I won't take too much of your time. What do you think happens in the PSG game?
Oh, we'll get smashed 5-0.
If we were going to get smashed,
yeah. I see no possible outcome where we win that game. Like with a half-injured Musiala, a half-injured Coman, and without the left back, there's no situation where we win it against. Without the left back, because we're probably playing Sadio Guerrero against Dembele and Doué on that side, on the right side. There's no way we ain't conceding 3 goals from counters of in Bayern running Dembele after Ta and Sadio or Guerrero. So I have to say it's probably going to be the last game of Müller this Saturday. If I'm wrong, please let me be wrong, but don't think I'm, sadly.
Yeah. Frustrating. But yeah, there we go. There is episode 1 of the TBV podcast done. Bless up to everybody. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed. Make sure if you haven't already to smash likes, hit the subscribe button. Bless up to Bob every single time. One of the OGs. So big up to him. And yeah, man, we're going to get out of here. So yeah, bless up to everybody. Hopefully everybody's good. And yeah, some